Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome to Finally Free. My name's John, and of course Brenda's over there in the passenger seat. Say something.
I'm here.
Okay. So anyway, we're getting ready to go on a trip, and it's fairly a long distance. And what I wanted to do was weigh my truck and trailer here at the cat scales. A lot of it's curiosity, you know, but I wanted to kind of see what my truck weighs versus what the sticker says. Same with the trailer versus what the sticker says. So I'm at the cat scales right now. I've never done this before, so this is the first time me doing this. I downloaded the app, so I'm just following the directions here. I'm fitting to drive up on the scale and follow directions and see exactly how this is going to work out. And once I get the weigh in and everything, I'll go ahead and do a comparison on what my sticker says and then what the actual weight is. So I'm going to put my front wheels in that front square up there. Trailers in. Okay, number 1436. 1436. Confirm. Confirm. Okay, tractor. Complete all fields. I don't know what that's supposed to. Oh, it must be truck. Fifth wheel. Next. Accept 1475. Starting weigh request. Okay, this is, oops, it's done. So I just have to go and compare numbers on my trailer and then on the truck. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect and then weigh the truck itself, so then I can get more accurate pin weight. So, all right, it worked. Okay, folks, I disconnected from the trailer, and now we're back at the cat scales. I'm going to just weigh the truck by itself. Also, I forgot to tell you, when I had the trailer hooked up, I did have my water tank completely filled up. That was 75 gallons, and I do have a full tank of fuel. So that'll kind of give you an idea. I'm trying to simulate the fact that when I travel, that I have, you know, full tanks and whatever I have in the back of the truck that goes with me on our travel days. So here we go. Now supposedly I'm doing a re-weight. So it's not supposed to be as much money. Let me see where I'm at on my axles here. I can't really see. Yeah, I'm good. So now I put in the number again. 1436. Confirm. And then I don't know if you can see, but it's when I confirmed it, it says re-weight. So I'm going to hit that. It tells me what I've got, and I'm going to go ahead next. And then the re-weight is $5. So that's why I think within 24 hours, it doesn't cost as much. So now we're going to weigh the truck. Okay, that's done. So now what I want to do is try to figure out my pin weight on my trailer. And so that kind of gives me an idea. But, you know, it's something, you know, it's easy to do. and it's kind of, sometimes you need this information, especially on how to load your trailer, whether it's a travel trailer, you know, a fifth wheel like we have. The information is kind of valuable as far as, like I said, weighing how much you can put in and things like that. So I hope this helps out for those who are like me, who've never done it. It's really simple. If I can do it, y'all can do it. So we're gonna be getting ready to load up for our trip, and I do have information that's gonna be kind of vital. So I appreciate y'all sticking around, and we'll see you when we load up and head out on our next trip. Thanks a lot.
Okay, folks, it's been a couple days since I did my weight of my trailer and of my truck. I wanted to finish this video up prior to us leaving on our trip, but some things happened, you know, life actually. But I compiled all the information regarding, you know, weights, total weights, how much room I have left and all that. And I wanted to kind of go over it with you and let you kind of know where I'm at in my particular setup. Okay, so as you can see by the certificate there, my total combined weight, truck and trailer, was 20,960 pounds. Those numbers include my truck and trailer, obviously, but my truck, I completely had a full tank of fuel, which I believe my truck holds 48 gallons. Obviously, passengers, I had in the back of my truck everything that I normally take on a trip. Of course, that includes, you know, the fifth wheel hitch. And in the trailer, it is loaded with, my freshwater tank was completely full, and which is 75 gallons. In the trailer, we have a combo washer dryer, and I want to say that has to weigh at least 150 pounds. Inside, we also have our mattress, which is a heavy duty, you know, aftermarket. It's one of those Brooklyn bedding mattresses, and that's pretty heavy. That's got to weigh at least 60, 70 pounds. But I'm also carrying one solar generator, a regular generator, tools, you name it. Everything that I normally have with me was in on this weight. What I normally don't do is have a full tank of fresh water like I just had on there. So having that in mind, you know, that 20,960 pounds is pretty much maxed going down the road. And normally, like I said, I won't have that much water in there. So that would, you know, even make it less. But according to Ford, my max truck and trailer, based on my truck with the high output engine, is 31,000 pounds. So with having that in mind, I mean, I can always, if I wanted to upgrade to a bigger trailer, whatever. But I've got plenty of room there as far as combined total weight. So I'll talk about the truck by itself now. When I weighed it, it was 9,120 pounds was the total weight. The truck itself, according to Ford, I'm rated at 12,400 pounds. So keeping that in mind, you know, people will add on brush guards, you know, accessories, things like that. But in my weight, I had a full tank of fuel, like I said earlier. I had all the stuff that I normally have in the back of the truck, and, you know, came in at 9,120. Now, if you add on my pin weight of my trailer, my pin rate is just under 1,900 pounds. So I'm just gonna say 1,900 pounds. When you add that up, it comes to 11,020 pounds. Subtract that from my the factory actual rating for that truck. It gives me 1,380 pounds of, you know, extra storage, weight on the back of the truck, you know, just by itself. So boom, I'm good there. I've got plenty of weight. I don't foresee like adding a brush guard or you know, carrying big old toolboxes or anything like that. What I have now is pretty much what I'm going to stick with. So let's talk about the trailer now. This particular trailer, the Cougar 260 MLE, it is rated at 12,000 pounds with everything. That's complete. It weighed in at 9620. Now, like I said, that is a full fresh water tank. All my stuff, we have our dishes, everything we have in here. The only thing we don't have in here is food. Well, we have some food, but you know, for the most part, we keep some stuff in here, but we'll add in that. But it's not going to, you know, be that much. But so at 9620, if you add in or the pin weight of 1900, that comes to 11,520 pounds total. Then if you subtract that from the 12,000, that leaves me 480 pounds of extra cargo that I can have on this trailer. So 480 is that a lot? Well, I mean, if you consider normally going down the road, I may have at the most 20 pounds or 20 gallons of fresh water. Other than that, what I weighed it in at is what I normally go down the road, except for one thing I didn't have on there were my bikes. Now my e-bikes, they weigh roughly 60 pounds each, so that's 120 pounds. So if I was to add that onto it, that would leave us 380, 360 left over. But like I try to, you know, emphasize, is we don't have a tank full of water. When we leave someplace, I always try to dump all the black and the gray, trying to go down the road as, you know, as light as possible. But regardless, I think I have a lot of room to play with. It's kind of a peace of mind, you know. I always try to, you know, have more than enough room. You know, if you're gonna get something, try to go above and beyond what you think you're gonna need or you're gonna get. Sometimes, you know, things change in their lifestyle, and they're like, oh, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that. You know, just try to, you know, keep in mind that if you're going to have a, you know, a truck, trailer, whether it's a tow behind, a camper, you have to keep in mind, you know, the weights. And also what's important too is obviously weight distribution. Try to keep everything nice and even. And when you're going down the road, it's a little bit on, you know, on the safer side. So anyway, that is pretty much my situation kind of in a nutshell. Like I said earlier, I never did the whole cat scale weight thing. It's really simple. Took only a few minutes to do it. And it comes up with a lot of information that could be helpful. So, I mean, if you guys like this, just let me know. And maybe subscribe if you can. So, all right, until next time, thanks for showing up. All right, see ya.